Hello everyone, welcome to our class. Today we are discussing the chapter biological classification. Biological classification means classification of living organism. So Carlos Linnaeus proposed this biological classification and classified the organisms into 5 kingdoms. The 5 kingdoms are Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia. These 5 kingdom classification has their own merits and demerits. Already we started the Kingdom Monera. We started Kingdom Monera means the prokaryotic unicellular organisms are included in the Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera means the bacteria. The Monera, the term coined by Ernest Haeckel in 1866. Okay, and they are prokaryotic and unicellular. The cell wall is covered by polysaccharides and polypeptides. And they have no membrane. Membrane-bound nucleus are absent. That's why they are known as prokaryotic. And they are autotrophic or heterotrophic. Autotrophic means they can synthesize their own food. Heterotrophic means they depend other organisms for their food. And the reproduction, the main type of reproduction, that is binary fission. And in case of sexual reproduction, conjugation will take place. Kingdom Monera are classified into 2 types. That is Archaebacteria and the Eubacteria. Archaebacteria and the Eubacteria. Archaebacteria is an ancient or highly primitive prokaryotes that are called living fossils. They can live in extreme temperature, extreme harsh conditions. So they are extremophiles. Archaebacteria includes halophiles, thermoacidophiles and methanogens. Halophiles means they can withstand the salt condition. And thermoacidophiles means thermo temperature. And methanogens means these are anaerobic bacteria present in the gut of the several ruminant animals such as cows and buffalo. And they are responsible for the production of the biogas. That means the main content in biogas is methane. Example for methanogens bacteria, that is Methanococcus and Methanobacterium. I think up to this portion in previous episode we will discuss. The next topic is Eubacteria, or the next classification. Kingdom Monera is classified into 2 types, Eubacteria and the Archaebacteria. So next we are discussing, that is Eubacteria. Eubacteria means true bacteria. The first time the Eubacteria was invented or identified by Anton Leeuwenhoek. Anton Leeuwenhoek first time identified the true bacteria. Okay, so what are the features of this bacteria? Prokaryotic and unicellular. Then they have a rigid cell wall. The cell wall is rigid and it is made up of peptidoglycan. Okay, this is otherwise known as murin or mucopeptide. Murin, M-U-R-E-I-N. Murin or mucopeptide. Prokaryotic, unicellular. The cell wall is made up of a rigid substance that is known as peptidoglycan. Otherwise, it is known as mucopeptide or murin. Absence of organized nucleus, double-stranded DNA lies in the cytoplasm. That's why it is known as nucleoid. Okay, and the ribosome present in bacteria, that is 70S. S is a unit, Swedberg unit. Then the reserve food material, that is glycogen and the fat globules are the reserve food materials. Then the nutrition, type of nutrition is photoautotropic, chemoautotropic, saprotropic and parasitic. What is the difference between photoautotropic and chemoautotropic? Autotropic means they can synthesize their own food. Okay, that is known as autotropic. Then the presence of light. With the presence of light, they are making food. That is known as photoautotropic. If they are preparing the food in the presence of chemicals, that is known as chemoautotropic. Okay. And the mode of reproduction, that is binary fission. Binary fission is a type of asexual reproduction. And the sexual reproduction method is conjugation. Okay. And we discussed that the classification of bacteria are based on their shape. Coccus means spherical shape, Bacillus means rod shape, then Spirilla means spiral shape and Vibrio means coma shape. And also we discussed about flagellation. Flagellation means this type of flagellation. If having only one flagella at one end, that is known as Monotrichus. At the two end, only one flagella, that is known as Amphitrichus. And lots of flagella in both sides, that is known as Lophotrichus. The body full flagella, or the flagella is in all over the body, that is known as Peritrichus. Okay. If suppose in some bacteria there is no flagella, that is known as Atrichus, A-T-R-I-C-H-O-U-S, A-T-R-I-C-H-O-U-S, Atrichus. So example for this Atrichus group, that is Lactobacillus. Clear it is. Next we are discussing cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is a group of primitive photosynthetic prokaryotes. Okay, what are the features? They are primitive and photosynthetic, and they are prokaryotes. Okay, they are also known as blue-green algae. Blue-green algae. They are photosynthetic autotrophs because they have the pigment chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A also present in plants, green plants. Cyanobacteria are unicellular, colonial or filamentous. They can live freshwater, marine or terrestrial. Okay, so cyanobacteria is a unicellular organism. They can be seen in a colony form or filamentous form. They live in freshwater, marine water, and also in the terrestrial condition. The colonies are generally surrounded by a gelatinous sheath with a great water absorbing and retaining capacity. The colonies of the cyanobacteria are covered by a gelatinous sheath. The function of this gelatinous sheath, the water absorbing and retaining capacity. And they produce blooms in polluted water bodies. What is this algal bloom? I hope you studied this algal bloom in 10th standard. Algal bloom means in a pond, the number of algae increases. The algae consume all the oxygen. So the organism which is seen below the water level, they didn't get the oxygen. So there is a chance for the death of the organism will occur. That is algal bloom. Okay. Some blue-green algae like nostoc and Anabaena can fix atmospheric nitrogen in a specialized cells called heterocyst. So cyanobacteria is very important. So what is cyanobacteria? Cyanobacteria is a group of primitive photosynthetic prokaryotes. They are also known as blue-green algae, and they are photosynthetic autotrophs having chlorophyll A similar to green plants. The cyanobacteria are unicellular, colonial or filamentous, then freshwater, marine or terrestrial algae. The colonies are generally covered by a gelatinous sheath with great water absorbing and retaining capacity. And they produce blooms, algal blooms in the polluted water body. Some blue-green algae like nostoc, Anabaena. Example for this cyanobacteria, that is nostoc and Anabaena, can fix atmospheric nitrogen because they have a special type of cells. The special type of cell that is known as heterocyst. In the presence of this heterocyst, they can fix the atmospheric nitrogen. And here, this is the structure of the cyanobacteria, and you can see it is covered by a mucilaginous. Sheath. Okay, this green color portion is the mucilaginous sheath, and this purple color portion, that is the heterocyst. This heterocyst help the organism to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Example for the organism which have this heterocyst, that is nostoc and Anabaena. Clear it is. So, cyanobacteria is a photoautotropic eubacteria. That is cyanobacteria. Next we are discussing heterotropic bacteria. Heterotropic bacteria means they can't prepare their own food. Heterotropic bacteria are the most abundant in nature. The majority of the heterotropic bacteria are decomposers, and they have significant role in human affairs. Okay, so they are helping making curd from milk and production of antibiotics, fixing nitrogen in legume roots, and some are cause diseases. So what are the importance of heterotrophic bacteria? Heterotrophic bacteria are helpful in making curd from milk. For example, lactobacillus. We discussed the term lactobacillus because lactobacillus is a nitricous bacteria. Then the heterotrophic bacteria are used for the production of antibiotics, and it fixes the nitrogen in legume roots. Legume roots means Leguminosae, Pyrethody. Okay, some are pathogens and causes damage to human beings. Not only human beings, it causes damage to crops, farm animals, and pests. The common bacterial disease, that is cholera and typhoid. Okay, and in case of plant, that is a citrus canker. Bacteria reproduces mainly by fission. What is fission? A parental body divides into two. That is known as fission. Usually in case of bacteria occurs binary fission. Binary fission means the parental body divides into two. That is known as binary fission. And sometimes the filamentous bacteria undergoes breakdown and form a small pieces. And each pieces forms a new one. That is known as fragmentation. Next we are discussing mycoplasma. So the in eubacteria we discussed cyanobacteria, heterotrophic bacteria, and the third one is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma are the simplest aerobic. Mycoplasma are the simplest aerobic. Aerobic means it needs oxygen for their process. Aerobic prokaryotes without a cell wall. They are also called pleuropneumonia-like organism. Pleuropneumonia-like organism, PPLO. It was first discovered by Nogard and Rooks, and they get Nobel Prize for the discovery. The mycoplasma is the smallest one. Okay, these microbes were first isolated from the bovine sheep suffering from the disease pleuropneumonia. The mycoplasma first time isolated from the bovine sheep suffering from the disease pleuropneumonia. And this mycoplasma are considered to be intermediate between bacteria and virus. So mycoplasma is a connecting link between the bacteria and the virus. Okay. Again I am repeating mycoplasma. Mycoplasma are the simplest non-aerobic bacteria without cell wall. They are included in the group pleuropneumonia-like organism and was discovered by Nogard and Rooks. First time they were discovered by, they were isolated from the bovine sheep which is suffering from the disease pleuropneumonia. So mycoplasma is considered as the intermediate between the bacteria and the virus. Clear it? Next we are discussing the economical importance of the kingdom Monera. So we discussed the features of the kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera are classified into Archaebacteria and the Eubacteria. Archaebacteria includes halophiles, thermoacidophiles, and methanogens. And Eubacteria includes photoautotropic, chemoautotropic, and the heterotrophic bacteria. Okay. And one more thing, the smallest known organism, that is mycoplasma, the size range from 0.1 to 0.25 millimeter. Okay. And the one is cell walls are absent and they need oxygen. Okay. Then we are discussing the ecological or economic importance of kingdom Monera. Single cell protein. You had heard about the term single cell protein. Single cell protein means the blue-green algae, especially spirulina, is richest in protein. 50% to 60% proteins are get from the spirulina. So instead of this peas and pulses, we can use spirulina. So spirulina is a single cell organism, unicellular organism. That's why it is known as SCP, single cell protein. Okay. Next that is, we discussed the term nostoc and anabina. Nostoc and anabina are the common nitrogen fixers and they increase the soil fertility. So they are known as biofertilizers. Okay. Then the Oscillatoria, anabina act as a larvicidal algae. Larvicidal means they kill the larvae of mosquito in water. Okay, so it also has an economical importance. So these are the economical importance of kingdom Monera.